TMT Stock Market Strategy video for Friday, March 17th. Today is the monthly expiration, so there's something that we want to keep an eye on. Right now, the pin is looking like 235 in the spiders. However, we do have ex-dividend in the spiders, so they are going to open probably down a buck or so lower. We'll see if that if the spiders can regain some of that loss from the ex-dividend and then kind of go from there. But we're kind of soft right now in the early morning. Kind of quiet. I mean, I got to tell you guys, the volatility is just, it's gone on vacation. It's really been pretty subdued on a lot of the indices. So, you know, if you're an indexer like we are, we like to follow the index. We like to trade the index spiders, the IWM, the Qs, you know, but you have to dial down sometimes and look for some individual stocks if the indexes aren't doing it. And I wanted to show you, here's Baker Hughes, BHI. We've been following oil, and I am going to put out an oil video this weekend. Just haven't had a chance to do so. I also wanted to see what the commitment to trade reports reveal at the close today, right around 3:30 or so. And it'll be interesting to see if the producers are still heavily short oil, and also we want to take a look at gold as well. But right now, Baker Hughes, one of the stocks on my watch list, and obviously you can't find all of these, and you know, you spot some of these downtrends is great. I mean, I did not see this. I just wasn't paying attention to that. And there's over 7,000 stocks. And it's hard to look and follow every one of them. However, one of the good things about stocks that are on your watch list is when you see something like this basin pattern for a couple of days, and when you see that we had a lot of supply and demand here, you could see that clearly. And if you even want to call this inverted head and shoulders, but I think it's a little too rough on the right side of the shoulder. But I like to look at stocks like when I see something like this. And let me just erase this. This is what we show you here at TMT, and this is what we're going to be announcing in our videos starting on Monday. I'll be showing you some of these. When you see something like a basin pattern like this, and you can get some really good actionable levels, okay, to trade off of our model. That's something that you want to pay attention to. And let me just open this up from yesterday, and you can see clearly here we had higher highs and higher lows from this low, right? And when the market starts to break down here, we get below our proprietary price channels, and when it starts to break back above it, very, very powerful. And we talk about it here a lot to our members, but you could see here clearly. And the next thing, when you wanted to get that break above that proprietary price channels, and then we get a back test, that's your cue to say, well, listen, we didn't break down here. We made a higher low here, a higher low here. Still didn't break down from this swing low. It's really time to start looking to get long. And Baker Hughes didn't even care what oil was doing. And as you know, oil has been getting clobbered of late. And Baker Hughes followed that weakness in crude back here, but actually started doing its own thing again. Okay, and this is something that we want to pay attention to, even though the indexes really didn't do much yesterday. And yes, they were down a little bit, but again, very, very soft, and I still do not see any conviction to the downside as far as any severe selling at the moment. All right, and we're going to talk about that in the indexes. Here is the dollar, and once you see a big engulfing like this, and if they open them down below, usually they're going to continue to stay lower. This could start a whole new pattern back to the downside, okay? And remember, it's not, you know, you would think that they would buy dollars, right, if we're getting, if the market, if the Fed raised 25 basis points. But in fact, they started selling dollars. So, again, it doesn't matter what we think. It's a matter what the markets are doing and what we want to do. How do we want to follow the markets, okay? So that's what the dollar's doing. And again, this should help. A weak dollar should help gold and crude oil, which it has been doing of late. You can see that, and I want to show you our free Pro Trader Premier actionable areas where we short and buy. These are just off the daily charts, guys. We're going to be showing you next week the intraday charts as well. But you could see here we had a nice big pull back, big explosive move on Wednesday, and then we did break a little higher, but then we started to sell off again a little bit on GDX. But you could see here clearly this is going to be your managing your point of your stops and your risk here. 21.35, like I mentioned yesterday, that's going to continue. We really want to see us take the swing high out here. Yes, it's a little bit long way to go, but that's really going to be important. We got a lot of resistance up above here. Even if we chopped around, I'd like to see a little bit more basing in GDX before we start looking to commit to capital. GLD, same thing. You can see here. 113.25. Good line in the sand here. If not, we'd probably test the lows down here, and that's your free um, levels in GLD. TLT really not doing much of anything at the moment. We did get a couple of days of movement. We're below it, so we had two inside days, two small little spinning tops underneath the 20. So that's going to really, this needs a lot of work to even trade bonds at the moment, unless you're building a position based on what you think which way the market is headed in bonds. But I think bonds are generally going to be the bull market in bonds is over, but not until we get some big corrective moves to the upside, and that's when you're going to get a good shorting opportunity. Remember, guys, we still have a big area here to fill. Now that could happen, and it will probably happen, but it could take a long time. But we're basing down here. You can see this big long base. So I'm just waiting to see which way this market's gonna, which way this market wants to move in bonds, and then we would look to take action accordingly. Next is going to be our indexes. Here's our spiders, and you can see really, guys, we had an inside day. Very quiet. That's why when I look to see that we're not really, when you open down a little bit and then you go sideways, it's to me that's going to be your cue. When you see you haven't even broken out of a 15-minute range, that's really going to be your cue to say, okay, you know what, let's start looking for some stocks, individual stocks to trade. Very quiet here, and again, really no change in our technical view. We're just we're going to see if we're going to take out the swing high or we're going to revert back to the downside. This is going to be the area here, and let me I'm going to just put that right up in here. Okay, that swing high and this swing low. Other than that, we're in a trading range yet again, like we have been here. We did in August, we did in July, and we did here from December all the way to January. You could just you clearly could see that. And you know what? I'm going to kind of clean this up a little bit. I just want to. You could just see what I'm talking about. I've never really seen this in going on 30 years in June. This is pretty interesting stuff that we've been in ranges, and I want to, if I point this out just to show you, okay, the ranges we've been in, we've only had a move higher and a move higher. Really, if you really come to think about it, that's really all it's been. Okay, since July, we've had two breaks higher, and everything else has been in a range again. So the indexes really aren't really doing it. It's been very quiet of late, actually, since July. So looking for individual stocks and sectors and different asset classes. If you are a day trader looking to trade and looking to create income, you're probably better off doing that at the moment until we get a real spike in volatility, some sort of fear, or even some sort of agreed move higher. Okay, here's that 60-minute chart. Again, here's that area where I'm really looking for this market to break down. But other than that, guys, we're just shopping around here. We're really doing not much of anything, so it's been kind of quiet. IWM, definitely the weakest one out of all of the four indices that we follow. But here's your Pro Trader Premier video levels, and you can see here we're just kind of sandwiched here. We're not really doing much of anything, and IWM really has not been a great trader at all. I mean, you could see that clearly. Other than the big move we had here, up 13-14%, we had a little bit of move here, but other than that, once we got a move high, we're just kind of sitting around here at the upper end of the range. Not that it's bearish, but it's not bullish either. Okay, it just has not been a great trader, and I'm kind of staying away from that. If I were you. If you have not had a position in it, I would just look for another index at the moment. Transports, you could see here, again, not bearish, but really not bullish either. And I don't think it's really neutral. I mean, I would call this a neutral index at the moment. It is our leader, our transportation sector. It's not leading, and it's not leading to the upside, not leading to the downside. So again, it's going to be a lot of hurry up and wait. And what I mean by that is really we want that high probability trade, guys, right? We don't want to be trading all day, every day, if you don't find a good and proper setup, okay? Make sure the technicals lined up with your view as well. And last is going to be the Qs. The Qs continue to grind higher. We're still making moves, higher highs and higher lows. So it is bullish. It's very extended. A lot of the FANG stocks are extended. I will not touch it. I won't even touch the market if you're looking to build. Now, I'm not talking about day trading now, but if you guys, there's a lot of you that follow me, that are swing traders and manage long-term accounts. I would not be adding up here at all, especially when we have a 26.3 PE in the markets in the S&P 500, and forget about the individual stocks in the Nasdaq. I mean, it's just too expensive. There's no value. I'm waiting for some sort of a pullback or a correction, which will occur, and it's just a matter of when. okay? And we got to just be patient and wait. Remember, risk off happens extremely fast, so make sure you guys are on your toes and be alert out there. Happy St. Patty's Day. Be careful out there today. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.